What's going on, everybody? We're standing outside of our newest finished project.
Currently listed at $310,000.
This is an east side townhome, and today, instead of doing a full property walkthrough, I decided, hey, why don't we bring our realtor, Nicolle, and really break down the process of what it looks like from finished product to when we sell it. We're gonna break down the whole process A to Z. Hopefully you guys find it helpful. So when we're ready to list, the initial part of it is the contractor and my project manager are gonna reach out to me and basically say, hey, project is fully done. But for those of you guys in the construction world, it's done and it's 100% done are not necessarily always the same thing. So what's gonna happen next is I'm gonna send out my project manager for something called a blue tape walk. So they're gonna go in, they're gonna take a roll of blue tape and they're gonna really mark everything that the contractor is gonna go back and fix in order for it to be done. Contractor will go back in, and then my project manager is gonna go in one more time to make sure that everything is done and ready for the new buyers.
The next step will be to get a professional photographer in here and get professional photos done. This may seem obvious, but a lot of agents actually miss the mark on this. Vlad's purchased a couple of on-market deals, a little undervalued just because the agent missed the mark on the photos. They took a couple iPhone pictures and sent it off to be listed, and it does not do the listing any justice.
Absolutely. I think that professional photos are extremely important. I always tell everybody that, hey, professional photos can make a not so good property look great and a great property look absolutely amazing. So it's very, very important. I cannot tell you how many deals we've bought where the realtor and the seller, both of their faults, have left so much money on the table simply because they refuse to clean up and take some professional photos. So very important. So obviously we know where we need to sell at when we buy the property. We make our money on the buy. However,
of course, we comp it multiple times throughout the process, but we're gonna comp it one last time before we go active just to check what's new in the neighborhood, what else is active, what's still active, just to solidify our listing number. Maybe we're higher than we thought, maybe we're a little lower, but we just do this one last time.
Absolutely. You'd be surprised. I mean, we buy the property, it takes a couple months to fully, be done with it. By the time we list, there's properties that sold way higher. There's properties that sold lower than we initially thought because they had to do multiple price drops. It's just not as desirable. So we like to look and see what is the competition doing and what's actually selling. And another thing that we personally like to do is we'll look at all the features that the other properties have and we'll throw in other stuff even if it's last minute. Like this was a last minute fireplace. I really like to add a luxury feel even to like a $300,000 townhome like this. I think everybody deserves a luxury feel if they're buying a flip from us. And so for this one, I mean, this is a $1,000 fireplace, probably all in $800 to $1,000, but it adds a lot of character to the property. And I think it gives us an edge against, the properties that we're usually competing against on the market.
Right.
So once we've comped everything out, we've got those professional pictures back. Now we're hitting the market and we're starting to field showings.
Yeah, once the showings start rolling in, I'll personally contact every single buyer's agent, get as much feedback from the buyers that I can, and deliver this to Vlad.
Absolutely. I think a lot of agents miss the mark on this. You have to be the one to actually reach out to the buyers because they're not just going to contact you saying, oh yeah, this didn't work or that didn't work. I cannot tell you how many times we've gotten into contract after the fact simply because Nicolle was the one to ask, hey, what didn't your buyers like? Is there anything that we can personally change? Oftentimes, as it's stuff that we can't change, like bedroom size or location. But other times it was a simple, hey, we think it's a little more pricey than, we can do, and then we're offering different solutions. We're offering, hey, we'll do a rate buy down. If something's not working, we'll go ahead and fix it. We'll change the flooring, you name it. We've done a bunch of stuff to get it sold, but it starts with the ask, right?
One little step.
So once we've gone back and forth with multiple offers, hopefully many, we will then settle on one that we will go into escrow with.
Once we open escrow, I'll handle this process from the second we're under contract to the second we're closed and recorded, and then Vlad will take over when...
Yep, and then I'll take over. I'll get back involved when it's time for the dreaded repair request, literally probably the worst part of a real estate transaction. It's not fun when it's one house, but when we've got multiple houses going and everybody wants something, not too fun. Buyers can be extremely picky sometimes.
Which is sometimes warranted.
Sometimes it is warranted, yeah. Sometimes we do have to go in and fix the stuff. Sometimes it is our fault. So obviously we want to put out a great product and we'll go in, fix whatever's needed and make the buyer happy so that when they buy a house from us, they could say, Plot Property did a really good job. So after the repair request, after we basically finished, all of the contingencies in the process, at that point is just really getting it to the finish line. It's making sure nobody gets into the property. It's making sure like the weeds are cleaned up, like in this particular property.
Looks like somebody even had a little fun TPing us.
Yep, looks like somebody TP'd our tree, so we're gonna have to get somebody out here and actually get that cleaned up. But really, it's just getting through the process from here. It's getting to that final step.
And handing over the keys and giving them to the new buyers.
Absolutely. So like I said, we always want to deliver a good product, and we really try to do this A to Z step on every single transaction and make sure that everybody comes out happy.
Right.
So hopefully you guys found this video extremely helpful. Shout out to Nicolle for coming in and showing our checklist of what we do on every single property once it's done. We basically follow this process to the T every single time. And if you guys are ever needing any help with listing your property, she's an amazing resource. Reach out to me and I'm happy to connect you guys to her. Make sure you guys subscribe and like this video because we're gonna be putting out a ton more content that is both educational and hopefully you guys find it somewhat entertaining. But for now, I'm gonna be signing out and hopefully I catch you guys on the next video.